It's been almost 2 years since hitting the road in our van, and as we head home to begin building a house and a new chapter of life, we stopped in the place where it all began.
You ready? Are you ready?
You ready?
Yep.
Let's go.
And with a very uncertain future, spending what may be our last weeks on the road, we find ourselves reflecting on how we even got here.
Sedona is also a weirdly special place for us because in a roundabout way, it's actually where van life started for us.
Back in January 2022, I took a trip to visit our friends Jazz and Crystal to explore the Southwest and get a real taste of what van life is actually about. You see, Paige and I had aspirations of exploring this lifestyle, and it's easy to assume that we would love it, but there's only one way to find out. Our first taste, or my first taste of van life with Jasmine and Crystal started in 2021, but the story actually goes back farther than that, when I had no idea what the heck van life even was. Right, Paige?
Clueless. I just kind of came across it. Actually, I came across it in like 2017, 2018, but just other people on YouTube doing, living in a van and traveling, and I thought it was really interesting.
I was like kind of confused at first. Like, it was literally the first time
Like, why would people do that?
I've ever seen someone like traveling in a van, but I'm like weirdly out of breath. What's the elevation here? Is it the elevation or my fitness level? Probably the latter. The first stop with Jazz and Crystal in the van was here, in the Red Rocks of Sedona. And because of that, this place will always be special to me. But well before purchasing the van, we were thinking long and hard about how we could escape to nature more. It's funny because when I think back to like us exploring, traveling, and living alternatively, like it actually started a lot smaller. Like, should we like tent camp? Should we? At one point we were looking for teardrop trailers. At one point we almost bought this old like 80s camper and it fell through, much to the displeasure of the seller.
Honestly, thank God we didn't buy that thing though, because one, it was rusted, so rusted, and it had 2 gas tanks. Like, gas prices now versus 2020, they're so different, and we would have been bankrupt like 3 times over just trying to fill it.
That was definitely like a stay in your own home province type of camper. It wasn't a travel the whole continent, go all the way to from Newfoundland to Mexico type of camper.
Seriously, thank goodness we waited and saved every cent we had to get a rig capable of getting us to where we always dreamed to go. From icebergs in Newfoundland down to the beaches in Baja, with many adventures and breakdowns in between, this van has been our home.
Something that I think is really interesting too is Paige told me a little into our relationship, one of her kind of childhood dreams was to travel the country on a motorbike and tell stories.
A weird but different way. I'm doing just that.
But she wasn't like the one person forcing us to do this. It was kind of me being like, I want to try that. I want to do that.
I already kind of had an inkling that I would like van life because after university, I had like a contract where I was working there. And then at the end of the summer, my contract got extended, but my sublet ended. And I ended up living in a tent for like a month, and it was the greatest time of my life. So I felt like I'd like van life. I'd suit it pretty well.
After realizing that this is something that we wanted to do, luckily we had friends in Jazz and Crystal that had been living in a van for a few years, and they answered obviously a million questions for us. But I also got the rare opportunity to actually get a taste of what van life actually was, what it's all about. And I thought that was really important because we can see if we actually like it. And Sedona was the first place, the first real taste of the beauty of van life. So I knew it was important to bring Paige back here. She saw the adventure from afar and she needed to experience it herself. So this is a really full circle moment for us. Okay, enough story time. It's time to get hiking, because these red rocks are stunning. Also, check out the crazy roots on this bush. It was cold last night. There was also ice on our solar panels and coyote poo, because it fell over and then they pooped on it.
So how's that for your van life experience?
It sums it up.
That is the cold white stuff we are here to avoid, but I'll take it.
I mean, snow's the last thing you'd want to see right now, but I'll tell you, Sedona, it rocks.
It does.
See the rock?
Arizona rocks. Pineapple. Pineapples are a word for if someone's walking and we're actively vlogging and it's awkward.
Look, we might like to make videos, but like vlogging in public setting is a whole nother level of not giving up.
Pineapple.
My fitness is a bit questionable. I trained all year, but strength training, got no endurance.
This is actually really cool.
Really like the greenery.
This is actually a really cool area because...
It's really pretty.
Yeah. I think we told this story before about how
there's red rocks. Am I interrupting enough?
Oh, look at that. Benji's face is not happy, but you guys are cute.
Hi, Zoe.
I think one thing too about like greenery and green spaces is just like they just make you feel so good in general.
Paige was a little grumpy this morning, so we just fed her and then stuck her in nature. Now she's feeling better.
Yeah, I just woke up on the wrong side of the bed this morning. After I ate, I was good, but this just made it 10 times better. But it's just like fresh air. There's actually a lot of really cool research out there about nature and mental health. Just sometimes getting outside, going for a walk, getting the fresh air, sun, the plants and everything around you just makes you feel good mentally, physically. It's good for your immune system. We actually made a whole video about it. You can watch it if you want. There's actually a lot of really good nuggets in there.
But
it's a little cringe, but it's educational. Awe is another really cool thing. Just being out here, being in natural spaces, kind of like the movement of like not knowing what's around the corner, having all these beautiful views, feeling wowed.
I mean, one of the best parts of travel is like getting this sense of awe. When you see a kid play or they experience something for the first time, like everything is like, whoa, a yellow Tonka truck, you know what I mean? And we lose that as we get older. But I feel like travel is the one thing common between all of us where we can have those awe moments again, no matter how old we are.
And just getting outside in general.
Yeah, and they're rare and far between because everything is so normal as we get older, you know?
Yeah, it really forces you to get outside your head and kind of be a lot more present where you are. And when you're focusing on like the sun is shining and the birds are chirping and it smells so good here, it's also really hard to simultaneously think about all your problems.
And after more than an hour of walking and talking, we finally made it to the viewpoint.
Hello, welcome to the golden days. Right place and you're right on time.
Years later, it's wild to think back on all the places we've been and all the things we've done together. And now to bring it full circle and experience the place where it all began here with Paige. These memories we will remember forever.
Oh, we'll talk about these days 20 years from now. Lean in and look around. The golden days are happening now.
Couldn't have asked for a better way to spend a day. And as we head towards the van, we talked about how van life hasn't always been easy, but we wouldn't have traded these experiences for anything.
Well, that was a solid hike.
I'm tired.
Highly recommend if you're ever in Sedona, Boynton Canyon Trail. And now I think the only logical next step is
Ice cream.
we should go get some ice cream.
Yeah, so Paige has been eyeing this ice cream shop since we passed it on the way in, so we obviously had to stop.
I got prickly pear colada, and this tiny cup was $8, but it's delicious.
It's only fair if Paige gotta get a treat, I gotta go to Whole Foods to get my own treat, you know? With some groceries and some snacks acquired, it's time to make a post-hike lunch.
I know I look ridiculous, but I'm not the only one who cries when they cut onions. And I've discovered it perfectly blocks the onion gas from my eyes. That's the ugliest cut I've ever done. I didn't say I was good at cutting onions. I just said I was good at blocking the onion gas from getting at my eyes.
Too bad that doesn't block my gas, you know?
This dude's tired.
Tacos! I've eaten tacos every single day for more than a month. Ice cold.
Colin wasn't exaggerating when he said he had tacos every single day for a month.
Yep.
I don't want another taco after this trip.
You said that for like 2 weeks and you're still eating a bunch of tacos. Okay, so apparently there's a cool little vortex thing. This area is known for its unique spiritual energies. So we're gonna go check out this vortex thing that we don't know much about. And after some mediocre tacos, it's nothing but up. Right, Paige?
So it turns out this park closes in like 10 minutes, but before we go, I need me a taste of that sweet vortex energy.
Legitimately have not heard flowing water in months. Have you? Water. Wow.
Didn't exactly choose the right footwear for such an occasion.
Okay, so not the view with water, but still stunning.
Wow. That's pretty.
This was the place that I hiked in Sedona with Jazz and Crystal. And unfortunately, we can't climb up there today, but we get the luxury of looking at it from a different angle. And it's beautiful.
Wow.
What do you think?
Beautiful.
I wish we got to climb it, but I'm happy you saw it up close.
Yeah, it's stunning, especially like, I mean, it's stunning in its own right, but this setting with like the river and everything around it is just truly magical. I think somewhere along here is where the vortex is too.
I feel it. Do you feel the energy? I don't feel it in terms of like energy of like I have energy to do things, but energy like there's like a wave of maybe the energy I feel is like sleepy energy.
Maybe.
There's a couple spots or vantage points. When we came here, we saw them. So we're going to try to scurry up the hill and see if we can get a beautiful view of the vista at sunset. So let's go.
Yeah.
Okay. See it. Okay. We'll see in a minute. We're just going to go really fast now. Okay, come on. You're going to come with, but we're just going to speed it up. Just speed it up. So what you think?
I think I had a lot of fun today. Today was a really cool day. And now ending it looking at the sunset over Cathedral Rock.
It's beautiful.
It's beautiful. Sedona, you are beautiful.
Full circle moment here.
Start to finish today, just like everywhere you go, it's just so stunning.
Well, thanks for hanging out on our day with us.
It's been a lot of fun.
We'll see you in the next one. Sundays, 10 a.m. Eastern.
Most Sundays.
Most Sundays. Until we get back and we're making a house. Then it's going to be all the time. Okay, bye.